7. Hi guys, welcome to the Elder Scrolls Voice Acting Alliance podcast. My name is Jameeeesh. I have been a voice actor for a little while and appeared in Diminoida's Skyrim mod Project AHO. I'm joined for a game of Dungeons and Dragons this evening by my dear, dear friends from all over the place, really. Jojorawr, who appeared in said mod.
Hello.
And Arby, who is a dungeon master who taught me everything that I knew, and he helps us out every second Sunday on Jodie's stream.
Yerp.
TrashQueen and Comikat, who are the story writers and artists for an amazing webcomic that I discovered a couple of years ago and ended up contributing to the dub for, about the Undertale fandom, entitled Ask Frisk and Company.
Hello.
Hi.
And Zoe, who is my girlfriend, and together we have watched the entire second season of Critical Role. We learned everything we knew about D&D from Critical Role, so anyway, and indeed Arby, yes. I would be nowhere without Arby. But yeah, let's dive straight in. Let me just bring this up.
Oh,
all right,
boy.
so the first thing I have to do is apologize because I nearly last time made a major flub of the game rules and killed one of our characters accidentally, but that was a mistake, and hopefully that won't happen again.
Who doesn't accidentally kill a character from time to time?
Wow.
Hopefully. But no, last time in the beginning of our adventure in the homebrew world of Ufai, a band of adventurers, seemingly unknown to each other, met in the fishing village of Uthela, in the tavern The Lucky Plug. There they stumbled their way into a small job, clearing that very tavern of a pest control problem. In the resulting fight, a giant spider pounced on the smallest of their party, injecting with vicious bites and toxic poison, rendering young Ella paralyzed. The beast was quickly slain by the rest of the party, but Yell, the Tiefling barbarian, carried the gnome back up to the pub after the deed was done, completely paralyzed. Conscious, restored by magic, but paralyzed completely. So we'll leave that. You guys got paid at the tavern afterwards by Flynn, the guy who owns the pub. It's 20 gold pieces between you all. And that's where we will pick up. So you're inside the tavern now. You've just been given the gold. Eirys, I believe you took your share and left the bag. And
I've got the bag with the rest of the money in it on my character. I remember this happening.
All right.
Claimed. That's like 15 gold, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
As I recall, Yell opted not to be paid, so it's 5 gold pieces between the rest of you.
Correct. Because I already got paid.
Between the rest of me, I think you mean.
All right. So guys, Yell, you've got a paralyzed gnome in your arms. What are you gonna do?
I guess I'll place her in one of the booths, sitting up, because I need to go get changed. I'm still in just a towel.
That's true. The entire preceding fight happened, and Yell was only in a single sheet, and he didn't get hit.
He didn't take
Didn't get a single hit. That's right.
I don't remember if I said this last time, but I'm gonna go outside and stand in front of the board again.
All right. Would you like a reminder of everything that it says?
Oh, it's okay. I've got it all written down.
All right.
What is the time currently?
It's still relatively early in the morning. You guys lazily got up, you had your breakfast, and then you went down into the cellar and fought these plague monsters downstairs. I'd say it's about 11 a.m.
Alright, cool. Well, it's bright out, so I'm out. Bye. goes to room.
Okay, you head back to your room. At this point, Alyssa kind of comes back around, the barmaid that you met the night before, and she kind of looks around the room at the kind of disparate party. Oh, Yell, hi. What? Have you? Is it done?
It's done. I
Wow.
think. There was nothing else that came out.
She looks around and she casts eye on the gnome in the booth. It's like, was it tiring work or I'm confused?
Just a bite from a big spider-like thing, and then she fell over and didn't get back up. And
Is she all right? Is she alive?
Yeah. I mean,
you're gonna want to apply some ice to that.
She kind of like comes in from underneath the bar.
It tends to slow down the poison. That's been my I dealt with spiders a lot in my home.
Okay, she kind of comes underneath the bar. She opens up that little bit of the kind of bar that can be raised, that little flap, and she comes through and she walks over to the gnome. She kneels down beside, like, oh my goodness, she looks so pale. Do you guys know where to find any help for this?
Well, it would be more. I might know more if we knew the type of spider. I didn't recognize it from anywhere I've been.
Maybe. I'll tell you what. If you go to Furbolg's Choice, that's the apothecary in town. It's not massively stocked, but it might have something to help.
Yeah, it sounds the most promising to me.
All right, so if you go out of here, there's a left-hand road that goes off the left-hand side of the square. You go straight through across there. It goes on for a few dozen yards, and then on the left-hand side, as it reaches a T-junction, you'll see it. The building stands out like a sore thumb. You'll be able to make your way there pretty easily. Tell Sean that I sent you, and maybe he'll, be nicer, I guess.
All right.
All right, so she kind of stands up. She kind of leans over to Ella. Ella, you kind of see in your peripheral vision Alyssa's kindly face kind of in your peripheral. She's like, are you all right? I'm going to say for the purposes of this, you can talk. Your body your body is frozen. Yeah, your body is frozen, but
okay.
What part of her body was bitten?
As I recall, it was her top left shoulder and all down her chest, because gnomes are small and the jaws of the spider are able to reach all the way down the body.
Okay, never mind. That's if it was an extremity, I would advise to elevate it, but that's not gonna help.
Elevate your torso.
Yeah, just pick up
me
the gnome.
down.
It's already at your core, so that's bad.
Yeah, no wonder you're paralyzed.
And she does look pale, guys. What would you like to do?
Bear in mind, I am normally pale.
I'm
anyway.
gonna ask if they have any ice and try to put ice on it.
Well, we don't really have the means to freeze water, not unless the weather gets cold. I'm sorry. I wish we could help more.
Well, thank you for. Don't worry. It's worth asking.
Head down to the apothecary. I guarantee it. Sean will know how to deal with this.
Well, then I think we should get her over there as quickly as possible.
Right. Who's carrying
Kyro's
whom?
in your shared room.
Yeah. It's up to you as to what you guys do. Do you want to get your sibling or head straight out?
I'm probably concerned about the gnome, so I'm probably gonna try to make sure that she gets treated at least.
All right. So the three of you are gonna head out. I'm gonna guess. I'm just gonna say, Yell, you're gonna carry.
I'm not gonna make my brother go with me,
I'm gonna
but
quickly get changed because I doubt the guards or the townsfolk would appreciate it as much as the pup did.
All right. In the meantime, Eirys, as you kind of got out and you walked across the square, there's a few market stalls that are open now, and most of them are selling fishing tackle, There's some fish salesmen. You get the sense that the majority of the diet of the people here will be fish. And but there's one eccentric stand that catches your eye. It's the same kind of color and the same kind of awning as the rest, but it's manned by an old eccentric gnome with kind of wacky hair, almost pink, kind of rosy skin, and over one of his eyes is a kind of single lens sort of monocle that has multiple lenses across the top that's designed to like examine jewelry and precious stones. And sure enough, as you walk past, you see jewelry, a number of items of precious stones and the like.
Okay. I'm definitely making note of that. How busy is his market stall?
No one's there. He's standing on a box behind the stall, and his hands are on his hips, and he's kind of lazily, wistfully kind of looking in the middle distance. And as you walk past, he chuckles to himself as if he's thought of something funny. An eccentric old gnome with very few customers.
I'm going to call ahead at him and try to make things sound urgent, try to appeal to his better nature, I suppose.
You're calling up to the gnome?
Yeah, excuse me, we need some help. Somebody's been bitten by a spider.
Who's that? Oh, hello. And he sees you guys kind of come out with the kind of tiefling holding the gnome that's paralyzed, and the kind of drow in the front. It's like, well, isn't this an odd sight? I've never seen this in town, ever. I've been in here for 2 years, never seen anything like this.
Quite, I'm sure, but if you could please focus on our friend here. She's been bitten by some sort of spider. I'm unsure of its species, and she's been paralyzed by its poison and needs help.
You want to go to the Fugbog's Choice, yeah, the apothecary. You see over there the road, just go straight through that road and go straight to the blah, 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 blah.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
I start waltzing over that.
Did he step away from his stall, or
he's been he was at the stall for the entire time, but his attention has obviously been at this strange group. You obviously walked past some minutes earlier, and you've been at the message board for the last few minutes.
Okay, if he stayed at his stall, I won't approach. But I did need to go to the apothecary anyway, so I'll probably head the way he's.
Okay, he wasn't quiet. In fact, he was very loud, and a number of kind of locals have curiously kind of started paying attention to this strange group. As you guys head towards the apothecary, I'll say that.
Follow at a distance.
Yeah, sure. You gonna make any effort to go stealthily, or?
No, but I'll deliberately try and keep a set distance behind, say.
All right.
50 meters or so.
Joril's hoping that maybe being openly helpful to someone will like endear them to some people.
Yeah, sure. You've proven yourself to be quite convincing. Kyro, you're gonna come downstairs from your bedroom, just wanting to.
I do want to trap the window. Is that a thing I can do, though?
Oh, okay. What would you like to do in your bedroom?
I want to trap it.
Trap
the
it?
entryways specifically. Yeah.
Okay. Have you got a kit with which you can do that?
I should have something. That's a good question.
Get a bucket.
Yeah, like you can make a trap out of odds and ends. Generally,
I'll say that using the bits of kind of the wires that are forming the hangers in your wardrobe and your thieves' tools.
Yeah, nice.
You're able to kind of ad lib make a kind of trap. What kind of trap are you thinking of?
An alarm type trap, so something that'll like make some noises if it is disturbed. Also, if it's the kind of thing that basically lets you know if somebody enters the room.
All right. What I'll say is make a check with your thieves' tools. It's a dexterity check.
Okay.
Add your dexterity modifier. You're proficient with your thieves' tools as a rogue, so you can add an extra 2.
Okay, so Dex plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's a 6. 13.
13. Unfortunately, you're not able to make an alarm per se, but you are able to, using a kind of bit of string that you found just at the bottom of one of the drawers in the wardrobe, and the wires, what you reassemble one of the wires for a coat in the wardrobe. You link it up to a vase with flowers in on the end table. And what will happen is, if somebody opens the window to come in, the wire will pull on the vase, it will fall over and smash.
Okay, that's pretty good. I'm satisfied with my efforts. And then I notice my brother's not around, and that's concerning. Where did he go?
As you kind of glance out of the window, you're on the right side of the pub to see this. You see the group heading towards the left road on the square outside. So you know where they're going, at the very least.
Yeah, okay, I'm not super psyched that my brother's wandering off without me. And I'm gonna make my way down there in a fast way.
All right. Oh, okay. So you'll jog along. And as you jog, you can hear an eccentric gnomish voice going as you go across the square and turn left. Everyone else, I'll say that Kyro, you catch up with Eirys, who's kind of quietly walking along down this road.
Oh, okay.
You kind of clatter in. Well, you don't quite clatter in. You see coming, and you slow down and join her pace.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Like, as long as I can keep an eye on him, I'm fine. I'll confront him later.
The group.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Can I help you?
With what?
You are walking inside of me, and I have no idea who you are. Are you here to ask me something?
Nope.
All right, I'll say the group in front at this awkwardness. The group in front are gonna reach the entrance. You get to the end of the road, and it goes either left or right. On the left-hand side, and about between 10 and 20 feet down on the left-hand side, you see a building which is made of more kind of sturdier sort of oaken wood, which stands out against the ramshackle buildings around. And there's a kind of relatively ornate door, although anything that's kind of sturdy looks ornate compared to all of the buildings around. And a quite a large window with a single, it looks like a kind of satchel displayed in the window. Looks just like a regular satchel. A kind of weird pattern that looks roughly like a mosaic-y kind of face on the front. But you guys head on inside, and as you do, a kind of tuneful tingle of a bell ding, 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 rings as you kind of walk inside. It's a kind of it seems that there's a light streaming in from the top that doesn't really seem to match the weather outside. And there's like panels of glass built in. You feel like there's some kind of enchantment on this place that seems to be to simulate a kind of warm, summery sun shining into the space. The wooden walls are kind of panelled with something that resembles walnut, and in and around the shelves are a variety of items, bottles, potions. On the left-hand side, past a kind of central sort of flower arrangement, is something that resembles a counter, and at that counter is a furbolg, approaching 7 feet tall, and he kind of looks up as he goes in and goes,
"Well, hello there. Welcome to Furbolg's Choice. My name is Sean. Just look around. Just ask me if you need anything. I'll try to help you out."
Taking this opportunity, I spin back round, bring the door back slightly so it's like almost closed but not quite, and then you cast thaumaturgy to blow the door open and burst in. Run up to the dead desk, make sure there's nothing expensive on it.
Whoa.
Brush it away. It's like help.
Oh, well, you got some arcane things going on there. All right, let's have a look. It's obvious that this little one's in need of help. Oh, and he kind of walks over. He kind of observes Ella. Ella, this kind of large cow-like man that's approaching 7 feet tall with a kind of flattened nose and a kind of droopy, kind of lazy but not unfriendly eyes, and a kind of almost a lazy sort of grin. Sort of leans over you, just like, "Oh boy, you've been in some trouble, haven't you?"
She was bitten by a large spider.
Oh, well, where did that happen?
In the local tavern's basement.
Oh, you mean the plug? Oh, okay. Knew that there was some problems with pests, but I didn't realize it was a venomous spider. Okay. He kind of like takes a closer look.
I think the spider was perhaps feasting on the pests.
Oh, well, that makes sense. All right. Well, I tell you what, I know exactly how to sort this out. Make it right as rain. We can heal your little gnome friend up perfectly good and well. It's gonna take 1 antitoxin, and I happen to have almost all the components for this potion.
You're missing something and you need help, right?
Well, oil is hard to find, okay? In the place of the world like this, natural oil is difficult to find.
No. I'm not judging you about it. I'm just trying to expedite things. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I have been wondering, actually. Although oil is hard to find and it's the last component I require, I may be able to do some distilling using my kit and my set for, maybe with fish oil? It seems to make sense. This lake is full of fish. Fishermen fish the fish out of the lake all the time. If you would maybe to get me a handful of some kind of fish, I could give a fair crack at distilling the oil, and within half an hour, I'd give you an antitoxin. Be right as rain.
Well, that seems simple enough. I will bring you the oiliest fish I can find.
Well, much obliged. Appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, but he kind of like goes back down behind the counter. It's like, let me know when you're done. I'll get all the other components ready and start the process now. Save us a bit of time later. And with that, he kind of gets out all of the components from underneath the desk and he starts working away on the little kind of ledge that you can't quite see because it's obscured by the top.
I turn to the others and I'm like, I have never fished in my life. Do any of you know how to fish?
I do not.
Well, I suppose we're going to have to learn.
I assume during that conversation I'd entered partway through and...
Yeah, I'll say that all you guys were privy to that.
I'll
because...
enter as well.
Yeah.
While they're over there, I'm gonna have a look around. What kind of goods and wares do I see on the shelf?
Make a perception check.
Oh, that's not great. 12.
Oh, that's enough. That's fine. You kind of see on one of the shelves there are a number of potions. There are 4. Another shelf has some kind of gem, and on another shelf there's another kind of gem. And hung up on the wall in between those 2 shelves is a shield. It looks kind of regular, but as you kind of walk across, there's a shimmer to it that seems slightly unnatural. And then in the large window, which is on, if you look back down the shop from the kind of counter, on the right-hand side in the window, you can see the bag still hanging in the window there.
Okay. Are any of them labelled up, or...?
They are not.
Okay. Can I pick up one of the gems and examine it?
Yeah, okay. Make an investigation check.
20.
Oh, yeah, that's good. You are holding what is known as a pearl of power. You recognize it. Something twigs in your memory as you kind of turn it over in your hand. And as
Those
you
are
do,
sick.
the kind of Fergbowl kind of goes, "Oh wait, whoa, hey there. I don't know how you're able to get through the enchantment, but be kindly appreciated if you could place that back, please."
Place it
Won't
back.
be a stealer.
I wait until they've had their conversation, and then I say, "Do you have any health potions?"
Well, as a matter of fact, I do. And he reaches underneath, and you can see that because these are more common, they're directly behind the counter. And he pulls out something that looks like those old kind of test tube racks from your time in like secondary school or middle school or wherever. And there are little kind of vials, roughly the size of those old school test tubes, with full of a kind of green liquid that's somewhat clear. He's like, "Well, we got a batch of 4 regular healing potions here, and if you'd like me to make you anything stronger, I can. It would just take me a bit of time. It's 50 gold pieces per potion."
If I buy 2, will you give me a discount?
Make a persuasion check.
16?
He kind of chews it over. I'll give you 2 for 90.
Deal.
Well, okay. Pleasure doing business with you. And he kind of sweeps out 2 of the potions and slides them across out of the rack on the counter.
Okay. I take them and leave.
Okay. Didn't realize you had that much gold, Eirys.
Not anymore.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, 10.
Does anybody else want any other things to do while you're in here? Any other questions?
Yeah, Kyro goes straight over to his brother and puts a hand on his shoulder. You can tell he's not happy. His grip's definitely indicating such. He's just like, "Hey, what's up?"
And he's like, I'm just helping out the local people.
Oh, cool. We'll talk about this later.
And
In Drowish.
Joril responds in Drowish like, I'm sorry I ran off. I was just in a bit of a hurry. I wasn't in any danger.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have known. If you had,
I'm really sorry. I'll tell you where I am next time, I promise.
yeah. Also, maybe I could have been in danger.
I'm sorry.
This is in Drowish. All right.
I assume the whole conversation was in Drowish.
Just don't do this again, okay? Cause.
All right, I'll do my best not to do this again. I'm sorry to scare you.
All right. So, meanwhile, does anyone else want to buy anything, say anything?
And I'm like, by the way, do you know how to fish?
He narrows his eyes and thinks for a minute and is just like, yeah.
Good. I need you to help me fish some things. You can keep some of it.
Joril, can you make a history check?
All right. Gotta go find my int. There it is. Okay. A 16.
16? Oh yeah, your mind floods back to when you were all looking at the job board yesterday, and you distinctly remember the kind of worn down, kind of beaten by the elements notice about requiring help on the lake for fishing.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea. Okay. So, yeah, he's gonna be like, you guys need to fish stuff. There's like a job thing for fishing.
Oh, all right. Two birds with one. Well, two bats with one stone, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, what would you guys like to do now? At this point, you guys head out of the store. You know it's there. You'll be able to return to it whenever you want. You head out of the store. 10 feet to your left is the road that leads back to the square, but straight to your left, like a 90-degree turn, the road carries on down, and you can see smoke rising from what looks like a blacksmith as the road curves gently to the right-hand side.
All right.
I'd like to head to wherever the local guards, like their barracks, or
Yeah, you remember it's quite prominent. The building rises up around the buildings immediately in your vicinity. It's through the road that you came through from the square, and on the left-hand side, the garrison building stands tall and regal and well-decorated and well-maintained in a village full of rotting wood shacks, pretty much. So you head back that way. Would the rest of you like to follow?
I think we're going to the fish zone
Okay.
for the fish job.
Do you know where that is?
I assume we can figure it out based on what's on the notice. Also, what direction the ocean's in.
You know that you...
Or lake.
You know
rather.
that if you go back to the square and obviously you face the garrison, you know that you are facing due north when you're facing the garrison in the square. But there doesn't appear to be an immediate access to anywhere further north, except the road that was turning around past the blacksmith from where you just came. Never helps to ask. It never hurts to ask somebody.
Out of character, I nudge my more social friend.
What? Oh, I go up to the I'm sorry, I forgot. What am I supposed to? I was distracted by something.
Basically,
Sorry.
basically what's happening right now. We're looking for the docks where we can pick up that fishing job.
All right,
and
so
we don't know where to go.
All right, so I walk up to the blacksmith or somebody nearby that looks friendly enough, and very politely go, "Excuse me, sir," or "Ma'am," as the case may be.
It's a sir. Yes. How can I help?
We're looking for the person who put up a notice for a fishing job. Would you happen to know where that person is?
You're talking about Old Man Jim, aren't you? Okay.
Most likely.
He's the old eccentric fisherman that literally lives on a shack on the very docks and basically just pisses away all of his earnings. He's great though. He's a great laugh. You should get him drunk sometime. Anyway, if you head down that road, and he points to the road that you came in, you turn right. You take the curving road round the the blacksmith. It will take you straight to the docks on the left-hand side. They're quite big. You want to go all the way to the end of the docks along the main road until the wood planks finish, and then it's on the left-hand side. You'll see a little shack. That's where Old Man Jim is. You can't possibly miss him.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
That's
and
all right.
I just sort of do that then.
All right. Yell, can you make a strength check? You've been carrying Elle all this time.
I was wondering about that.
17.
Oh yeah, it's a light gnome. You are able to keep holding on. Is it? And you're basically holding it in both hands like this across. And Ella, this is surprisingly comfortable, and you could get used to this kind of treatment.
And I'm not walking normal, by the way. Like the entire time I've been waltzing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's a gentle waltz, and it's relaxing, and you actually find, gosh darn it, I'm going to give you this.
Like a baby.
It would be like an hour's worth of like paralysis, but I'm gonna say the gentle treatment and the soothing nature of the tiefling carrying you means that by the time you get to the docks, which is half an hour, maybe 45 minutes
Shit,
since
they've been following us?
yeah, these guys have been following you. You guys,
I don't mind.
I'm gonna glance back at them every once in a while.
yeah.
And you see me
How are
dancing.
following us?
I explained to my brother that we're getting fish because the apothecary needs oil in order to make a treatment for the paralyzed gnome.
Hmm.
He just looks exasperated with you and just is gonna go along with it for now.
All right. So yeah, Ella,
It
can you
wouldn't
make...
hurt to help.
Yeah, but it's the middle of the day. It's irritating, and I can't see.
Well, we're probably gonna have to get used to this if we're gonna live up here.
Why? Like, why, though?
Well, because we can't go home.
Well, yeah, but they have a night where the sun isn't in the sky. That's a thing. It happens every day.
Well, it seems to me that most people are active during the day.
Yeah, exactly. Why night is better.
Well, I guess we'll have to agree to disagree there.
Are you saying you're planning on staying awake during the daytime the entire time we're here?
Maybe not immediately. I'll probably gradually convert over to it. I don't know. It seems more useful to be active when everyone else is, to me.
Okay.
He just seems kind of irritable and
Yeah.
continues on his way.
Ella, can you make a Constitution saving throw?
Seven?
Oh dear.
Ooh.
Yell, you're waltzing along, and Ella's feeling this is really comfortable. I could get used to. She hurls. She hurls directly into your lap, onto your chest, yeah. That brings the symptoms a bit further forward. You suffer 1 point of exhaustion, Ella. Which gives you disadvantage on all of your ability checks. Note, not attacks, but ability checks. As the remnants of the poison in your system seem to be lingering and it's not quite gone yet. You really did get had a number done on you by that spider.
I'm gonna
hope the fish are biting.
I'm gonna cast prestidigitation to help clean that up a little bit.
Okay, you're now kind of magically holding a bunch of chunder in the air.
I just toss it to the side a bit.
You can clean stuff with prestidigitation. It's one of its effects.
Okay. How does that manifest? Is it like, does it just sort of kind of just fade to dust?
I think it just sort of like swipes all the dirty stuff aside.
Okay, so it just goes splurge on the ground. And yeah, I'll say that by the time all of that's happened and Yell, you're just like, oh god, and then the muck gets cleared away. You guys have arrived, you've curved around and you passed a blacksmith where you see one kind of short burly guy and a kind of tall leaner guy in the process of tanning some armor at work, and you made your way further on. Another 5 or 10 minutes or so took you onto some docks, but they're kind of rugged, heavily worn, made of a similar wood that a lot of the buildings are. Wooden slabs stretching out about 20 feet into the water, and then every so often a kind of longer pier almost kind of stretches out an additional 50, 60 feet. And there are all manner of fishing boats, short boats, long boats, kind of moored. You make your way to the far side of the pier, and on the left-hand side, you indeed see, something that pretty much resembles a garden shed. with a kind of loose-fitting door, with a small kind of carving that is meant to provide airflow. What would you like to do?
I restrain myself from casting thaumaturgy to slam open the door. It probably breaks the entire shed.
I politely knock.
The polite knock is greeted with a moment of silence, and it's a stunned silence, and a voice goes, "Oh, okay." And the door opens, and you see a kind of an old man with kind of spiky, kind of bedraggled greyish hair, kind of culminating in a greyish beard around as well, and a kind of one eye significantly larger than the other, and kind of a surprised expression on his face as he sees a large group of adventurers and a half-elf kind of sneaking around in the background.
I have never seen such an old person in my life, but I don't say that.
Yeah, and he's dressed in kind of like pretty much like tattered rags that decry his impoverished living situation. He goes, "Hey, well, who are you? Who are you?"
Oh, God, you're ancient. I love it.
My God, you're colourful.
I try my best.
We're here for the job thing.
Yeah.
What job thing?
the one, the fishing job.
He's kind of like, his eyes cloud over and he looks confused, and then recognition flashes in his eyes.
You did post that, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, okay. He's caught me at a funny moment right now, but we'll get out on the water and we'll get some fishing done right away. This way.
And he kind of bolts, kind of without any planning or any kind of plot. He kind of jumps up and heads towards the nearest sort of jetty and makes a way down it towards the very, very end. You guys follow, and
yes.
At the very end is arguably the most bedraggled and beaten down boat on the entire in the entire little kind of jetty in the entire wharf, as it were. And you look at it and you feel a little bit trepidatious about this thing's seaworthiness, but the old man just kind of like jumps in and is like,
"Oh, by the way, I'm Old Man Jim. This is my boat, Bessie. Yes, Bessie. She's well made, and you know she's to be honest, considering her age, she's really not showing it. But if you all get on board, I'll show you how this is gonna work."
I think about how the boat and its owner are so similar.
I think about how I can't breathe water.
What would you guys like to do?
I'm going to maybe stealthily cast Mending on the boat a little bit.
Mending's a cantrip. It takes 1 minute to cast, so I'm happy for you to make a stealth check to very subtly identify one area that looks a bit damaged.
I'm just sort of going to be whistling as if I'm not casting a spell.
Okay, yeah. Make a stealth check.
All right.
You jump on board.
Welcome on board. Good to have you. Yes, fantastic.
Let me see. Stealth.
I'll get on the boat too.
All right. Whoa. Oh, wow. Don't often see people like you here, but happy for the help.
Well, we don't often see people like you where we're from.
Ah, well.
Yeah.
I'm one of a kind.
You certainly are.
How old
Alright.
do humans normally live?
It's standard like planet Earth.
No,
It's
this isn't
18 years.
character.
Oh, well, I'm still kind of youthful. I'm 76. My old grandpa, he aged to 103.
I look kind of surprised. I'm like, I'm actually older than you, believe it or not.
Ooh. All right. That's crazy. You look a lot younger. I don't know how this elf stuff works.
It's...
Anyway.
Anyway, so this is what I rolled for stealth.
Oh yeah, that is, his perception is way too low for that. So you're able to identify an area of the hull, kind of at the front left of the boat, that looks as if it's split, and there's a fair chance that water will flood in when the boat goes out to onto the lake. And in the next minute, while everybody else is lumbering on, if everybody else is lumbering on, you kind of, the arcane energy leaves you, and the wood kind
Might
of
be wise
forces
not
itself
to bring
back.
the gnome.
What? Oh my goodness! There's a gnome in your hands. Oh wow! What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?
That's a good
Hey,
point. She's
can this guy-
paralyzed. If she falls in the water, she will die.
Hey, can this guy just leave that gnome in your shack?
What? I'm not gonna leave a gnome in my shack. Come here.
And he moves to kind of just
move.
grab Ella.
It'll be fine. You'll enjoy it. The sea air will do you good.
Whoa! He rolls a 19 on his strength check. Do you want to contest that, yeah?
That is a buff old man.
Like, I'm not just gonna let somebody just grab what's out of my hands. And I rolled a 17.
Okay, so
you
it's
have
a
slight tug of
rustle.
war.
It's a tug of war for the gnome, and you but eventually he actually manages to slip out. I think there's a trace of chunder on your hands, and she just slips through. And he's like,
Yes, you'll be fine. I'll just put it here.
and on the kind of plank that's a makeshift bench on the very back of the boat, he kind of lays you down.
I
Kyro
really
just
don't
glanced
think
at
that's a good idea, sir. She's paralyzed right now. If she falls in the water, she's going to drown.
Let me tell you something, my good man. My Aunt Mildred. She was paralyzed for 2 years. She spent 1 day out on the water, and now she's fine. I know what I'm talking about. I'm old man Jim.
I gotta ask, old man Jim, what is
Yes.
the reward for this? Your prize boat, Bessie? It said so on the board.
You want my boat?
No, on the board it said the reward for this job was Bessie.
No, what? No way.
Make a deception check.
20 total.
He kind of goes.
Did I write that? Did I write that? I suppose I might have done. I suppose, yeah, sure, you're gonna have the boat.
I'm
Okay.
kind of furrowing my brow at this guy, like, you're really taking this old man's boat? But I don't say that.
More importantly, why would you want this old man's boat? It's trash.
Hey, I'll have you know, Bessie is the best old boat on the water. You'll see her when she's out there. We're gonna catch loads of fish, I tell you. The salmon,
Yeah.
the trout, we're gonna
I
catch
know.
them all. Gotta catch them all.
Let's go. We're
Get
burning
some fish.
daylight.
Just before we go, Eirys, is there anything you want to do? You've been quite.
Sorry, are we talking to me?
Yes, Eirys. Is there
Oh,
anything
sorry.
that you'd like to
I'm
do?
down by the barracks.
You're still down by the barracks, are you?
Yep.
Okay. I had
So-
assumed that you were that you were traveling up. Is there anything you want to do while you're there?
I'd like to look for whoever, one of the members of the guard, but whoever looks like more experienced and is nearby. I'm not going to go hunting for anyone, but like whoever is nearby and most experienced looking.
I mean, the barracks, the garrison has 2 guard out on the outside, and you notice a pair of guards that were in an argument with the 2 drow yesterday, whose names escape you, are kind of doing a patrol of the square. Of all of the guards that are around you, the guard on the right at the door seems to be the oldest.
Okay, I go up to him.
Ah, yes,
Hey.
yes, good morning.
What can you tell me of Trag Iron Turnt?
Trag. Oh, he's a scourge. He's a bandit leader that's been raiding innocent travelers on the road between Farinloth and Uthella. We've lost count of the amount of gold he must have stolen, and
valuables he's pilfered from the innocent. We would spare men to go up and clear him out ourselves, but the Empire just called for reinforcements in Uth for some reason. Don't know why.
Do you know if he acts alone, or are there others with him?
Oh, the amount of thievery that's been happening, he can't possibly be working alone. He's a leader. He has men.
Any idea on their number?
No. If I knew, I'd tell you. I mean, you look like the kind that could handle yourself in a fight. You may be worth you considering taking the job.
I was. If it's not a fool's errand to go alone.
I wouldn't recommend going alone. Even if you're a fantastic fighter, I doubt with the scale of his operation you'd be able to... Well, I suppose stranger things have happened.
I see. Any idea of his tactics, equipment? Does he have horses? Does he use magic?
I wouldn't be able to tell you if a bandit had a horse, but I know that they wouldn't use magic. Or maybe they would. The younger guard on the left-hand side of you is like, bandits don't use magic, they're stupid oafs, they don't know how to cast things. Yes. Thank you, Nathan.
I crack a smile for the first time during this game. Do you know of anyone else who has any further information? I'd like to be as informed as possible before making a suit.
Wait right there. Nathan, make sure she doesn't do anything stupid. He kind of turns around, he goes inside the door, and Nathan, they were each wielding a spear, and Nathan kind of holds it semi-warily at you.
I wink at Nathan.
He doesn't know what to do. A minute passes, and then the door opens, and a young male dwarf with only stubbly facial hair and a relatively youthful look that is uncommon amongst dwarves that might decry someone who's actually very, very young comes out. Right, yes. Who is this? Hello?
Hello.
How can I help?
I'm after as much information as you can provide for the bandit leader known as Trag Ironturned.
Ah, okay. He kind of grabs a piece of paper from his pocket and just opens it, starts reading. Trag Ironturned wanted 200 gold pieces alive, 100 dead for crimes against the Empire, including theft, armed assault, and murder in the first degree. He is traveling in a band of unknown number, at least 6. The reward should speak for itself in terms of the value of what he's capturing. I suppose, depending on if you could capture any of his plunder and return it, we may be willing to offer you a bonus. Last known location, edge of Lake Uthella on the west edge, on the Farron's Wood border.
West edge. What was that last bit?
On the border of the Farron's Wood. I mean, from all of my intelligence that can tell me, I suspect that he has some kind of hideout there. Maybe in the trees, maybe in a cave, I don't know.
I see, I appreciate your help.
That's the least I could do if you're interested in taking the job.
I am.
I
hope to see you sometime soon with good news.
Very well. At this stage, he kind of turns around. He goes back into the barracks. The door closes behind, and the guard takes his place again.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the boat is hastily cast off, and by hastily I mean Old Man Jim kind of hurriedly grabs a couple of oars. He deploys a sail. The boat begins going sideways, and kind of in a kind of hasty rush begins going out onto the lake. It's then that you guys on the boat notice that there's a number of nets kind of stashed around. I'm going to say Joril, you notice as you were casting Mending that there's a variety of kind of weights on the edge of these nets, and they're clearly ready for fishing. This is how it is going to work as you make your way out onto the lake. You are going to work in pairs. For this,
Okay.
we're going to take the mean average of your roll. You need to make a roll and add... I'll let you add a dexterity modifier for the kind of precision and the kind of natural kind of spatial awareness that you have for casting this into the lake. And depending on what you roll, will determine how many fish you catch. So who would like to go with whom?
I'll go with my brother.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess I'm with Old Man Jim.
Oldman.
Oh, fantastic! I tell you, this is so exciting. I haven't been out on the lake in so long with such new company. Oh, this is exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Wow.
And Old Man Jim picks up a net and bustles it into your hands, Yell. All right. Make that roll.
5.
6. Average 5. So as you kind of try and cast it out, Old Man Jim, his foot kind of gets stuck in the netting and he slips over, and you're just like, oh god, and the old man just like smashes into the bottom of the boat, and there's a splash.
My boat.
Joril and Kyro, what can you tell me about your rolls?
We just need to roll a 20.
Yeah, roll a d20, add your dexterity modifier, and tell me what you both get.
Alrighty.
17.
4,
17 is good.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17 also.
17. Oh yeah, that's great. So what happens is you slowly feel the net kind of getting heavier and heavier, and you get the feeling that it's really full. Like Joril, you kind of like just kind of tug on it, and there's no give whatsoever. You get the feeling that there's a lot of fish there. All right. A few more minutes pass, and you kind of indicate to everyone else who's currently floundering around in netting on the other side of the boat, just like, come and help us, come and help us. And you pull, and in this single net are caught 11 large trout, and he kind of slides in and and it's and like they start flipping around everywhere, and Old Man Jim's like, yes, fantastic, and starts dancing around.
Not bad for first-time fishermen, right?
Oh yes, it's fantastic. I've never seen anyone take it to it so quick. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
And he kind of like he slips over again, and he laughs, and at that point, dun-dun-dun-dun, he says, desperately trying to change the music. At that point,
I half expected Jaws to start playing.
A kraken appears.
This, quite a kraken, but a tentacle just does appear, wrap itself around Old Man Jim's leg, pulls him up into the lake, and okay, I need to move this out of the way, and around the outside of the boat, several large tentacles appear, and you guys are in the lake on the boat, surrounded by what appears to be a giant octopus. Roll initiative.
All right.
13.
18.
Okay. Yell.
And hurt.
At turn. Ella, at turn. Ella, you may be able to still do things because...
Whoa.
I crit.
Okay, you
Okay.
go. You're first. I got a 17.
Okay. At turn. Doing. Alright. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, what did you get for your initiative?
I crit, so 21.
21. Wow. Kyro,
17.
Ella,
18.
18. Wow. Okay. Yell.
13.
These are good rolls, guys. The octopus rolled. Oh goodness. Do. Giant. Where is O in the alphabet, people?
Just before P.
3. 4, sorry, including his dex modifier. Alright. So, Joril, you're first to take action. You see one of the tentacles just snatch on the leg of old man Jim. He goes, sploosh! He's immediately seized and snatched underground, under the water. It's your act first. What are you going to do?
This is that's the question, isn't it? Let's see.
Got any cool buffs?
I turn to Joril and sort of bap him on the shoulder and cast Longstrider on him, and then immediately dive after the old man.
What? That's my reaction.
Okay. I'm getting confused. It's Joril's the bard, right?
Yeah, she just used the wrong name. She
Okay.
cast it on Kyro.
Sorry, that's
I'm
what I
pretty
meant.
sure.
Sorry,
You
I
cast-
cast
you cast-
Kyro.
You
I'm
cast
on
what?
a boat, but thanks, I guess.
What I'll say is, you're going to jump over. You're going to dive underneath the surface of the water, and
Actually, wait. Maybe I should cast Longstrider on myself so that I can swim faster.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah, let's do that.
okay, we can retcon that.
I bap myself on the forehead.
Okay, yep. You got Longstrider. You dive underneath the surface. Make a perception check.
All right. Where's my perception? It's fairly good. Let me see. So
Your perception
that's
is
a
wisdom.
+3.
Mhm.
Excuse my slowness. That's a 15.
You just see out of the corner of your vision, and kind of the darkness around actually aids you in this. The kind of disappearing body further underneath the murky lake water of Old Man Jin. He makes eye contact with you. He looks horrified. His hands are outstretched, and he goes further down and disappears.
Well, I'm gonna try to go as far as I can.
All right. Okay, I'll say that was a free action because it's just you looking. You are able to dash, and as you do, swimming's half movement, correct?
Yeah, but I do have Longstrider, which doubles my movement,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's
So
like
that's,
normal.
that's basically negated. If you use a dash action, I'm going to say that you're able to get down on level with him, and as a free action, if you like, you can lock hands with him.
I do.
You lock hands, and Jim's going down, and so are you. I'll say that that's your turn.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Ella, you are currently lying on the board at the back of the boat. You can't move, but I think as the kind of tentacles appear around you in the boat, a burst of adrenaline comes within your system, and you feel something in your fingers, meaning that you can perform, if you so choose, the somatic components of spellcasting. You can talk.
Fabulous. I am going to cast Sacred Flame.
On which of these fell tentacles?
One nearest to me, I suppose.
One nearest to you. Okay, so yeah, it's going to make a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC. It rolls a 7.
Kyro is super upset.
Yeah, I just said I wouldn't run off without it.
Sorry, have I
Well,
got a roll?
apparently, he was kind of hoping the old man might die somehow.
2.
Oh, you rolled 2 on damage, did you?
No, hang on. What? Hang on. Sorry, guys.
The octopus rolls a dexterity saving throw to get out of the way of the sacred flame, and it failed, so you have hit it with sacred flame.
Delicious.
I
Okay.
believe sacred flame is something damage. It's 1d8 damage.
Let me get my D8. Six.
All right. I'll put that there. Oops. Okay, the tentacles suffer 6 points of radiant damage as there's suddenly a sheen of light from within and bursting inside, and it kind of like trickles around a little bit, and when you do, it retracts underneath the surface of the water. Okay, you're unable to move. You have a bonus action should you choose to use it.
No, I think.
All right, Kyro.
Wow, I'm having such a conflict of interest here. On the one hand, these tentacles haven't actually done anything threatening, and my brother just jumped. So, I guess I gotta jump after my brother. Even though that's
Okay.
a stupid idea that I wish I wasn't doing.
Dive in. You'll
He was
dive
stupid
in.
first!
You'll dive in straight after. I'm going to say you occupy the space directly on top, and you begin swimming down, but the long strider spell isn't on you, and you swim down about 15 feet, and you're unable to see anything in the kind of sweltering underneath. You can tell that there's been disturbance in the water, and there's a weird current going on, but...
I do want to be following, a tentacle, though, down, so that I'm near a tentacle. Because I assume they're attached to a thing.
What you do see is that there's a tentacle that Ella's just hit with Sacred Flame rushing down.
Alright, I'm gonna...
beside you.
Actually, I'm gonna grab onto that.
Make a strength check.
Okay.
That's
see if
smart.
it does anything. And I want to try to grab it by stabbing it, by the way. Is that an option? Is that still strength?
You can, if you're gonna try to stab it to latch on, that'll count as an attack. And there's no guarantee that it's gonna stay. Whereas if you want to try and grab onto it so that it will drag you somewhere, you can make a strength check to do that.
Alright, well, let's try the strength check. It's not my thing, but we'll see how it goes. Alright. That's just a +1. I'm gonna use inspiration on it, because I would like it to work. Well, I got a 10.
Do you have inspiration?
You gave it to me at the beginning of the thing.
Oh,
like before we started.
I'll let you have that.
Yes!
The octopus rolled a 13 for its strength, which means you try and grasp on, and it feels that you're kind of coming on, and it kind of lashes around, and you're just left kind of thrashing in the water, and it buries down further underground, underneath the surface of the water.
Alright.
Okay.
Should have stabbed it.
Yeah.
A lesson for the future.
Alright. Yell.
Yes. I think I'm going to do pretty much all I can do at the moment because I'm tapped out. And cast Vicious Mockery.
On which one of these tentacles are aimed before you?
You're saying each tentacle has a mind of its own?
No. Each belongs to the central giant octopus.
So you have to be able to target the octopus. I assume. It's the one with the brain.
Yeah. I only unleash a string of insults and enchantments at a creature you can see within range.
You can see it. Its tentacles
can
are right
see
there.
it.
You can.
Yeah.
You can say you have really stupid tentacles.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you try this. I'm gonna let you try this. You can see its tentacle. I think because you can't see it, I'm gonna say.
I think it just needs to be able to hear you, right?
I'm gonna say it has advantage on its wisdom saving throw because it's under the surface of the water. Are you happy with that?
That's fair.
All right. Wisdom saving throw. It is, after all, an octopus, so it's probably not going to be that
octopus
high.
thing. You suck.
Nat 20.
Because the suckers. Oh,
Nat 20.
it saves.
You get the sense that the octopus is focused on other things right now.
It's proud of how much it sucks.
That's what they're for.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Well, seeing as the two just jumped off, the one that went second can have a bardic inspiration because that's only a bonus action.
Yep, that's fine.
God, please.
Okay, so Kyro receives bardic inspiration as you feel a strange arcane energy simmering through the water. What's the song that you sing?
What do I sing?
Do your best, hold your breath, and don't die.
Under the sea.
Everything's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
That irritates
Under
me
the
so
sea.
much, but I accept this. It's a
All
D6,
right.
right?
It's a D6 that you can add to whatever.
Nice. Beautiful. Hopefully
Okay.
it will be damage.
It's for any roll except for damage.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
You can add it to whatever you want. Any check, any
Like you
attack.
do with grapple or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. It is time for
Could've used
the
that.
octopus to do its thing. Yeah. I'm gonna say it's going to attempt to, for its turn, it's gonna kind of jerk on Joril and Old Man Jim until the two of you, hand in hand, kind of see the face of this horrendous underwater beast with a large bulbous head and two massive globular eyes on the side of its head, and something that looks like a mouth with small kind of serrated teeth, enough for like a human arm or leg to stick in, but it's hungry. It sees the two of you, and with the tentacle that kind of comes around that Ella's hit, wraps around and attempts to attack Jim. Oh, wow, okay. It rolls an 8 to hit Jim, so Jim is just about able to kind of frolic and like thrive and avoid it.
He's really bobbing about.
What's going to happen is that Octopus is going to look at both of you, panic, and release an ink cloud. All around, an ink cloud just kind of obscures everything around in a 20-foot kind of sphere, and you, Joril and Old Man Jim, you feel the tentacle let you go. And as far as you can tell, the octopus has disappeared. Yell and Ella on the surface, you can see that the tentacles are still there. Okay. That is going to be its actions. So we're back at the top of the... Who's underwater right now?
Kyro and Joril and Old Man Jim.
Everyone who's underwater needs to make a Constitution saving throw to hold your breath.
Woohoo!
All right. Constitution is that, and okay, I got a 4.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's not great. Oh, there's my
Whoops.
save.
Whoops.
Yeah, it's what I expected. Okay, cool. Let me
What'd you
roll
get?
that up for ya. D20 plus 1. Oh, I'm fine. I got a 20. Not
Oh
a nat,
yeah,
but-
Save me.
you kind of
Yeah, I'd
hold your
love
breath.
to.
Despite all of like the tentacles thrashing around, you're able to like see what's happening and you kind of keep your cool. Deanna, you suffer 1 point of force damage as your breath kind of stops. Old man Jim fails as well and suffers 4 points of damage as he inhales a mouthful of water, and Joril, he kind of like grabs onto you and he's clearly starting panicking because he's drowning in front of you, and you are starting to drown too. Back at the top of the order, Joril, it's on you.
All right, I'm gonna try to swim up as best I can while dragging old man with me.
I'm gonna say you're about 50 feet down. You've got Long Strider activated.
Most
That-
important thing is to get to air, so that's what I'm gonna try to do with like dashing and whatever I need to do.
Make a strength check.
All right. Plus. And then strength's not my favorite stat, but let's see. 12.
It's something.
Ooh. I'll say that you're able to drag him along at half movement. So you're 30 feet further, so you're 20 feet from the surface, dragging him. He's trying to flail around, but you're both desperately trying to kick your way to the surface, and you're still underneath the surface of the water. Next up is Ella. Ella, you here?
Hello, sorry, you dropped out.
Oh, okay. It's just come up to your turn. Can you see what's happening?
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna cast Sacred Flame again, because that's all I can do, really. Can't move,
Alright.
so...
It's going to make dex saving throw. Natural 20. So the kind of spell begins welling up inside, and it explodes right beside it, and the tentacle ducks out of the way as quickly as it can. And you avoid causing it any damage. Kyro, as you kind of struggle to flail around, you see kind of about 15 feet beneath where you are. Well, you can see as you kind of like struggle to see what's there. You see emerging from the surface Joril and Old Man Jim struggling to pull themselves up.
Alright, I'm gonna go see if I can help them reach the surface along with myself.
Alright,
Tell me what I need to do for you.
You can swim down to them as your movement, and you can use a dash action. Say again?
Sorry, I'm at least 30 feet down, right? Because I used all my movement.
But
and they were 50 feet down.
It's half.
So...
It's half movement while you're swimming through water.
Yeah, I know, but I used my full movement and my action to...
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, no. Well, I did try to grab that tentacle.
You
Maybe
did.
that was my action.
That was your action.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
Alright, I'm 15 feet then.
So
but
you...
still, that's only 5 feet away. That's not so bad.
Yeah, I'll say you'll use your movement to get down alongside them, and you can make a strength check to try and help moving them up if you want.
I mean, I have a total of 30 feet I can move underwater normally, so I'm just going to use that whole 30 feet to see if I can go down 5 feet and then go up 25 feet, I guess.
Obviously,
that should get us to the surface, right?
Yeah, but obviously you're dragging 2 people, so that...
Oh, right, okay, disadvantage for that then. Okay.
Well, you need to...
So do I
I'm
need to roll strength?
I'm gonna let you roll a strength check.
Okay, got it. And I don't do great, so...
No. Instead of 2 thrashing wild, like, limbs,
I think
sets
I'll add...
of limbs...
I think I'm gonna add the, inspiration, though.
Okay.
Just
so roll a d6 and add it on top.
Okay, that's good. It's at least...
wow.
At least it's
Okay.
11 now.
You know what? That'll do it. That'll do it.
Oh, Yay.
You kind of just about with your action with your movement to get down amongst them, and your bonus action to just kick wildly and amidst the kind of flailing of arms and the kind of kicking upwards, you just end the turn, breaking the surface and gasping breath.
Yeah, I
Alright.
do that.
Yell.
Gonna go with a vicious mockery again.
All right, what are you gonna say?
Seriously, you guys suck.
Seriously, though.
Oh boy. It rolls an 18.
Yeah.
It's so good at not being insulted by this particular insult. Maybe try insulting it about something else. You smell bad.
All right.
Call yourself an artist.
You wanna? Do you want to move anywhere?
I mean,
Not many places to
little
move
boat.
on this boat.
exactly. I'm on a boat.
I'm on the boat, motherfucker.
I wish I was on the
Look
boat.
at me,
All right, the tentacles. The tentacles.
Awesome.
The one that Ella attempted to hit with the ray is going to attempt a tentacle attack at Ella.
No, she's paralyzed. She can't dodge.
That's advantage. It rolls a 15 to hit Ella. Zoe, can you hear me?
How's your AC?
Oh, Zoe has gone
So,
quiet.
yeah.
Let's just have a check of comms.
No, you're dipping in.
Okay,
There she is.
I'll type it in. Did you read that? I just typed it in the Discord server. Suppose worst case scenario, I can look it up. Oh, Ella's armor class is 18, so that doesn't.
18.
Oh, wow. What?
Yeah.
Damn, girl.
So it's that. So you see the kind of tentacle reaching up above the surface of the boat and smashing down onto the bench, and you roll off. You somehow manage to find some way of in the paralysis or some feeling in your fingers to just shove yourself off the bench, and it just goes smash on the bench.
Sounds like you got some thick armor, my girl.
Yeah.
I do.
The tentacle that's nearest to you three is going to come up and is going to attempt to hit. It's going to attempt to hit Kyro.
Awesome. Great.
It rolls a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. I dodged that stupid tentacle.
All right. It's it's just thrashes along you and just like you're able to just duck underneath the surface of the water and it just hits empty air.
Basically, I'm planning on whipping around and sinking some knives into it once my turn.
All right.
That'll be
Joril,
the action.
it's on you. You're within control. You're in the zone of control of this tentacle. You're on the surface of the water. No one needs to make con saves for being underwater because you've all broken the surface.
Yay!
You're welcome.
What are you going to do, Joril?
Deanna?
I'm going to try to get us on that boat.
Okay.
And also, what can I do?
Do not
You know
try
what?
to
You
touch
can't-
me.
You know what? I'm gonna stab that tentacle with my rapier.
Good.
I'm going to say, because you're in water, you need to roll with disadvantage on that.
Ah, darn. Well, I'll try. say +3, so 11.
Roll again.
uh, 8.
Oh, as you're thrashing around, you unsheath your rapier and it's sopping wet, and you try and thrust, but like the feeling of the water around you is too much, and you can't generate any momentum.
It's out of balance.
Diving in the water, guys.
I'm usually so graceful.
Yeah, maybe don't dive into the lake. So
Good.
upset.
So, is there anything else you'd like to do? That was your action.
I'm also gonna like tell old man, get on the boat.
Okay. He's thrashing around wildly in the water right now. He may get to like doing something. I'm gonna say finish the turn order, and Old Man Jim will be at the end if he responds. Ella, can you hear us?
Okay, I'm gonna cast. Huh?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on that tentacle that's attacking those guys.
Oh, okay, cool. It's gonna make a dexterity saving throw. It's gonna fail. Roll a d8 for damage.
5.
5. It hits. There's an explosion of light around that part of the octopus's body, and flinching and recoiling from the impact, the tentacle shrinks down underneath the surface of the water again. All right. Yeah. Can you make a Constitution saving throw, Zoe?
13.
You kind of feel a queasiness around you from the poison that's still within you, and like something tries to make its way up of your throat, and you manage to stop it and force it down without hurling again. So well done.
At least hurl at the octopus, please.
Kyro,
Maybe it'll
it's
do
on
some
you.
acid damage. I don't know.
I was gonna try to do a cool thing, but that tentacle's gone, right?
Yes, it is.
She
It's
flamed
just...
it. Okay. In that case, I'm going to get onto the boat, and I'm
alright.
going to go over to the tentacle that's by the boat, and I'm going to try to stab it.
All right. Make a strength check to hold yourself up.
All right. I should do it. This boat's shallow.
What'd you roll?
I got an 11. Oh, sorry. I rolled it in
Okay.
the R20.
What I'm gonna say is that you're able to use half of your movement to kind of propel yourself up and onto there, and the other half you can easily make your way over to that.
Yeah.
Roll,
I can
roll,
still do it.
roll that attack.
Alrighty. How's that do?
Oh, that hits. Roll damage.
Excellent. Alright, I do so. It's not being flanked, so it'll just be regular.
Yep.
And then I'm going to attempt to hit it with my offhand as a bonus action.
Okay. Was that 5 damage? Yeah.
Yep, 5 damage.
All right.
And then
A 15 hits again. Roll damage.
Alright.
Okay. It hits
That's
the
a
first
2.
time. It hits the first time and it flinches around and it begins to make its way underneath the water. And as it does, you lash out with your other and you cut just the top end of the tentacle off as it disappears underneath the surface of the water.
Excellent, and it hits the boat.
Yep. Sushi tonight, guys. Good. So, yeah. It's beginning to look a bit more controlled. Yell!
Whereabouts the oars on this boat?
I'm going to say... Where am I going to... How do I do the thing? How do I do the thing?
What are you trying to do?
Oh, wow. I have done the wrong thing.
Are you drawing on the map?
Yeah, I'm trying to do the... line
The ruler?
tool, the ruler tool. Where is that?
It's the weird circle with the
Yes.
the power button.
Ah, I see. Yeah. So
Also-
yeah, I'd say the oars that were used are around the mast here and here.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the oar that's over here,
Yeah, sure.
and I'm gonna pull on it so that the boat swings round the other that's still in the water.
Oh, I see. That's perfect.
That's a good idea.
It's going to swing around, and what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to change the figures in the water, not the
Yeah.
boat itself, because I
Not the
can't,
boat.
I can't move that. You kind of swing the boat around, and I'll say
And smack.
make a strength check to see how successful you are with this.
Ugh, that was a 9.
I mean, it just about kind of moves a little bit around there. So, yeah, things end up rotating about this way. It kind of lazily
Taps.
shudders, and it taps the kind of tentacle over here. Joril and Old Man Jim are just bobbing on this side of the boat now. You've moved the boat, but something amounting an attack on that tentacle, it wasn't strong enough a movement to do damage.
I turned to my brother and I'm like, get the fuck on the boat!
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this tentacle can move over here, and this tentacle can move over here. Tentacle on Kyro is gonna make a swinging attack. It is a 17.
Ooh, that does hit, and I'm gonna say it hits because I was yelling at my brother.
Alright. Holy crap. You suffer 14 hit points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh. I die. Just kidding, I'm unconscious.
Unconscious. Alright. Bleh. Like that. Cool. And the other tentacle is going to attempt to bash Joril. It rolls a 12.
Let me see. That just hits.
Oh, ladies and gents. Wow. Okay. Shit, fam.
You're not wearing any armor, are you?
I'm a bard.
Yeah, you can wear medium armor, but that's fine.
How many hit points?
I do have leather armor, but like that's not doing much.
How many hit points do you have, Joril?
I have 9.
9 hit points right now.
Yes.
It did 9 hit points damage.
Yikes.
Ooh, you're unconscious and in the water. Well,
Unconscious and in the water.
I blame you entirely for all of this.
Yeah.
Holy crap, guys. That's the action.
Save me, old man.
What are we gonna do?
Wow.
It's the end of the turn. It is Old Man Jim's turn. I mean, Old Man Jim is gonna try and keep you buoyant. He's gonna use his turn and his action to grab onto you and attempt to keep you floating. So you're not drowning, but you are unconscious and yeah.
In the water.
Mm.
Oh, we
Yeah.
only have one party member who's not down. Good luck. Good luck, boys.
I'm still conscious.
No
I just can't
pressure.
move.
You're
Yeah.
conscious, but you are down.
Do you have any healing spells? Like healing word?
I had healing spells, but I'm
Yeah, but now you're useless.
Oh boy. I'm gonna say that Old Man Jim
We
is gonna
live, I'm
try
going to
and like
kill you.
slap. I'm gonna slap Joril in like the face. Old Man Jim should try and like resuscitate, i.e., do a saving throw on her behalf or his behalf. He
By
doesn't.
kill, I mean probably snap your ankle or something.
Doesn't succeed.
So I won't run away.
Joril, can you make a death saving throw?
How far
Yeah.
out of the water are they?
That's
I'm-
just a straight D20, right?
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
Don't
I'm gonna.
This is a success.
15 feet, and Kyro is 10 feet. and Old Man Jim is 20 feet. He's not unconscious.
That's a straight D20, right?
It's a straight D20.
All right.
10 or higher is a success.
Yeah.
Ah! Well, I creep closer to death.
Yeah, Old Man Jim's desperately trying to keep you
Brilliant.
awake, and the color is draining from your face as the water splashes around you.
First strike.
I'm gonna finish this turn, then we're gonna talk to Jody. Ella,
Same as Jody.
as a cleric, is there any ability that you want to impart right now?
Well, I can, but I need to touch them. Move.
If you can roll to me, maybe you could tap me. I don't know.
Make a strength check, Ella.
Doesn't hurt to try.
10.
10 was what you needed. You roll to Kyro's side.
Okay, I touch him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
On my face or
and-
something?
Just grab his face, his whole face.
Can you do? Please
And I
describe
can't spare
it.
the dying.
Yes,
You
thank
cast
you.
Spare the
That's-
Dying, which means
I
that
don't
you
think
are...
that brings me to consciousness, but
No,
thank
it
you
doesn't.
anyway.
Stable.
It stabilizes you.
But you're
I
stabilized.
still appreciate it greatly.
All right. Ella, is there anything else you want to do with regards to this unconscious person next to you?
I've only got one.
Kiss me, I'm a sleeping beauty, it'll work.
Wounds.
You're casting
Oh,
Cure
you
Wounds.
cure my wounds?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
sweet.
Cure Wounds...
Can I do
Is
that?
Cure Wounds an action?
I mean, she can just skip the spare the dying and just straight up heal me if she wants.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna let you... It takes one action to cast Cure Wounds, so instead of Spare the Dying, you can just straight away cast Cure Wounds on Kyro.
Yeah, for
I would
future
do
ref.
that.
Yeah, for future ref, giving me HPs back will also
Yeah.
help me be conscious again and also not be dead and dying.
Alright.
Cool.
1d8 plus 1.
Are you
for
hand-
you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Yeah.
are you
Do I roll
handling?
Zoe's hand rolling, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to know, are you counting the negative HPs I'm in, or did it just render me 0?
Renders you 0.
Oh,
Okay.
Five.
5. Kyro, you restore 5 hit
Awesome!
points. You stand back up to your feet.
I wake up and I feel like shit, but I look okay. In fact,
Alright.
I look great. Never better.
Guys, this is going from a fight against an enemy that you had a chance of beating to a furious escape attempt.
Yeah, we're just trying to get out of here.
Kyro,
That happens.
what are you gonna do?
Especially when you do something dumb and dangerous.
Is there rope? And by that I mean there is, because I have it in my pack. I take it out and I throw some over to where my bro is, and I want to tie the other end of the boat.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check. And there's something about the sincerity and the severity of the situation that just calls to you like, oh god, I must get this right. Roll with advantage.
Okay, and this is a dex?
It is Dex plus... Are you proficient with your sleight of hand?
Yes. Oh, good
Add an extra
point.
2.
Right, so that's a 6. 6 and... Alright. Well, I don't... I mean,
You
I'll
don't-
roll
you-
for D, but...
Yeah, you don't need advantage, it's fine.
Yeah. I do great, and I'm like,
First cast of the rope, you've noosed it, you got it out, you threw. It's noosed around the midriff of Joril, and it's there. And I'm going
Awesome.
to say that you now have the rope in your hand. Your brother's on the other side.
cool, can I try to, like, pull him onto the boat?
It's kind of another action. I'd interpret that.
That's fine.
In the time it takes
I
you
was
to get
just
the rope
asking.
out, tie the thing, and throw it, it's your whole
Yeah.
turn.
Also, my character would be on the opposite side of the boat from the tentacle.
You could move away if you want.
Oh, right. I mean, nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'd rather not take the opportunity attack.
Yeah.
I'd rather not go unconscious.
Yeah. That's your turn. Yell.
These things are freaking strong.
I'm gonna run up to the tentacle and give it a slash with my longsword.
It's focusing its attention on Kyro. Roll with advantage.
Sweet. What is my?
It's flanked now.
It is.
Excellent.
+4 to hit. That is 12.
Just hits. Roll damage.
Oh,
Woo!
finally doing something this fun.
I'll have to learn your name after this.
1d8 +2. That is 4 points of damage.
All right. The tentacle takes a hit and it slides down the surface of the boat and into the water. Add turn. It's 4. All right. I'm gonna say that brings it to the tentacle's turn. The tentacle is going to attempt to grapple Joril. Make a strength check. I mean, hell, Joril isn't conscious to contest it, so the tentacle grabs onto Joril and begins pulling it down. Kyro,
I think I need to make a strength check.
You can make a strength check if you like. You're contesting a roll of 19.
That's not gonna happen. I have a +1 to my strength. I got an 8.
All right.
So I get dragged to the edge of the boat, probably.
Yeah, Joril goes underneath the surface, and you're dragged to the other side. And
I'm gonna be like...
your legs press against the edge of the boat, and you're pulling on for all your life. But rope is slipping through your hands, and the tentacle is pulling your brother down.
This isn't great, and I'm getting rope burn.
I'm going to say
this is tragic and sad.
At this point, Eirys, on the surface, in the midst of the square, you've perused the store. You've gone back amidst the blacksmiths just to check about any weapons that might be useful to you. You see 4 guards running past the blacksmith along the curve to the right-hand side, yelling, "Quick, to the lake! There's something's happening out there! There's a boat that's under attack!" What do you want to do?
I'm going to follow at a swift pace.
All right. I'm going to say
I won't
by the
run
time...
to the water's edge, but
No.
I would like to run until I've at least got sight on what's going on.
All right. You run around eventually to the edge of the wharf on the far side on the left, that the same kind of pier that they went off from. You following the guards. They're not interested in what's happening behind them. They're focused on running to there. They make it to the end of the pier, and they can see between 100 and 150 feet out. You can watch what's happening on the boat.
Okay, I 150 feet. I make sure I've got a clear view and that they're not between me and the boat.
Yeah. Okay.
I still try and stay relatively far away from the water.
Yeah.
I draw my short bow, knock an arrow,
Mhm.
and let it loose at what I assume is the last remaining tentacle in the water.
Ooh, crumbs. Let's take a closer look at that weapon of yours.
Short bow is
How
16.
far away?
6.
Or-
And 320. I'm going to say roll with
At
disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah,
more than 80
it's-
feet, it will be. Okay. Oh wait, no, it's 20. Sorry, D20 first. What do I add if it's a bow and I'm proficient? Do I add anything to my basic roll?
Your
Leave a
dex, your dex, and your proficiency, which is an extra 2.
But 15 is my lowest.
15 hits. Roll damage.
Excellent.
And that's 1d6.
6.
Oh, what's that? No, they're on.
D6 plus dex.
6. Okay, so that's 6.
6 hit points of damage.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Alright. The last tentacle that's on the surface of the water is suddenly struck with an arrow that flies from somewhere that you guys don't see, but it flies through and it pierces all the way through, and the head kind of sticks out the other side. The tentacle shrieks and wails and buries itself underneath the surface of the water. As far as you guys can see, no other monstrous thing exists above the surface of the water for now. I done the thing wrong. Your roll was 21, wasn't it, Joril?
Yeah. That was the initiative.
Yeah.
Joril, you are required to make another death saving throw.
All right. I creep closer to death.
Oh boy!
I mean, you're being
one more and you're dead.
You're being dragged through the water, and your unconscious body inhales water. Your body creeps closer to death. That will be you, Ella. You're lying there.
Oh my gosh.
Being paralyzed sucks.
Make a strength
Can
check.
Strength
Pray
check.
or something.
Yep.
I don't know. Pray to earn Jesus.
6.
You've used all of your energy to try and resist the paralysis, to roll yourself around on this boat. You've got nothing left in you. Nothing left in you.
Poor
Okay.
baby.
Can I see any tentacle that's pulling?
No,
Really sorry.
it's underneath the surface
Is
of
it
the
underwater?
water.
So
Yeah.
I can't see it.
No.
I'm useless. I can't do anything.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna move
No,
it
I
on.
can't do anything.
Kyro.
Alright, so what I would like to attempt to do is pull Kyro out of the tentacle's grasp, but if I end up getting pulled into the water instead, I want to just keep going towards them by pulling the rope.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Make a strength check.
Never mind, I do great.
Nat 20.
That does it. You suddenly feel within yourself a reserve of energy that you use by pulling the rope hard.
My
You step
brother's about to
back.
fucking die.
And as you do, you bury your foot in the rotten wood, the surface of the boat, and it splinters. And you use that as a pivot, and you pull.
Mhm.
And Joril reappears on the surface of the water here, along
Does
with.
he like fly onto the boat, or is it just like?
He appears off the surface on the surface of the water. That was an unbelievable feat of strength.
All right, well, I'll take it.
All right.
So that was my action and stuff.
All right. Yell.
So there's a bit of like slack on the rope on the boat now.
I'm gonna say yes. The tentacle. There's no sign of the tentacle.
Okay, so I'm gonna go pick up the bit of slack of rope that's holding
Yep.
one of the people. As I walk over, you got the touch, you got the power, and as I sing, I pull up on the rope as well.
All right. Make that strength check.
That is 19 total.
That'll do it. You pull on the rope, and Joril splashes out onto the surface of the boat. Ooh. Is administering
I-
first aid
I'm
a bonus
gonna-
action?
I don't have any, but what I do have, and it doesn't
You
say
can
can't
still
be
roll
used
a
in this
medicine
way.
check. You are able to roll medicine to see if you can stabilize a person.
Is that a bonus action?
I do not know. It's a skill check, so...
Interact with an object is an action.
I'm basically an object.
I'm going to cast my bardic inspiration to give the dying person a bardic inspiration.
Now
of
that's
an
a good
extra
idea.
D6 on their death save.
Yeah.
I'm
Hopefully
gonna-
you can get
Inspire me into not dying.
I'm going to allow this.
It's considered a saving throw, and
Yeah.
you're allowed it for saving throws.
He's also a fellow bard, so you guys are connected on the metaphysical level, or your love of music and all that.
So, Deanna, you have a death saving
Yeah.
throw. This is your death saving throw. And if it fails, you can roll a d6 and add it on. Deanna,
All right. Yeah.
are you going to die today?
Well,
Let's find out.
find out, right?
Yep.
Well, okay. Let's see. Okay, oh my god.
Even if you add your 6, it's not gonna do it. I hate you so much.
That was not the time to roll in that one.
Oh God, my brother is dead. This is awesome, but also the worst.
I'm gonna
I'm
say,
sorry. I had to save the old man.
No, you fucking didn't.
Against all odds, there's a spluttering from Joril, and his eyes flutter open, and
What?
he sees Kyro over him. He clasps his
I'm
hands. Joril,
furious.
what are your last words?
And I think he just looks really, really apologetic and really like he feels like he shouldn't have done this because everything he's ever been taught was that like showing kindness to people is weakness, and so he feels like the weakest, most pathetic person in the world right now,
I'm
and
going to fucking
he
kill
just
this
kind of
man.
gasps that he's sorry.
The gasp of sorry hits Kyro's ears, and the breathing stops, and thus ends the life of Joril.
I'm sorry.
Old Man Jim is still in the water. Ella, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Better freaking save that old man. I died for him.
I'm going to kill the old man.
Don't kill the old man. I would have died for nothing.
I have to blame somebody. Do you want me to blame myself? Because I totally will.
Blame me. I'm the one who did it.
So I can't.
I can't blame you. You're fucking dead.
Whew! Ella,
So-
make a strength check.
Me.
Yeah.
Oh. 19.
You feel some feeling return to your legs. You seize the opportunity. You turn around onto your bum. You curve your legs for the first time in what feels like hours, and you push yourself up and you stand. Make a Constitution saving throw. You stand, you see the scene before you, and you turn and you hurl into the boat. And yeah, once again, Chunda goes everywhere. The boat is gently drifting at this point. I'm going to say, for the sake of what happens next, we'll go out of turn order and we'll just consider this out of combat now, because there's no
Alright.
sign of any enemy. You guys can hear yelling from the shore, you know, a few score feet away from you, and you can also hear the bluthering and the wailing of Old Man Jim thrashing around on the surface of the water. What would you guys like to do?
Is there a net or something, or rope that we could row to?
The rope
Landing?
that's currently tied around Joril is still there.
I can't do anything for Joril, can I?
I
Now
mean,
he's
you're
fucking dead.
you're very, very ill, and the movement of the boat around is making it difficult for you to stay on your feet as it is. Everything's numb.
Can I bum shuffle?
I mean, is there anything Yell or Kyro would like to do?
Wow. What would I like to do? I don't fucking know. I'm so pissed. I'm the angriest I've ever been, and also probably sad, but I can't feel that right now because I'm mostly angry. So, mostly angry. What to do with this anger? I'm on a fucking boat. A stupid boat in the middle of the lake. I hate everything about this situation. Alright, there's a bunch of
You're gonna
people.
hate boats forever, aren't you?
I don't know what I'm gonna hate, but it's probably gonna be a lot of things. Alright, so we got an old man in the water who I hate. I have this situation that I hate. Alright, I guess going back to shore would be better, because then I can, I don't know, not be in a lake.
The general direction that the boat is facing, it's been drifting during the fight, and the little kind of pull that Yell gave to the oars as it moved in the water pointed it roughly towards shore. There's a faint pickup of wind in the main sail in the middle of the boat, and it gently pushes it towards the shore. You're about 100 feet out now, and as it drifts towards, Old Man Jim begins bobbing away. Help! Help! No! Meanwhile, on the shore, the guards are there. They're going, well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? There's somebody help now. I don't know. Can you swim? I can't swim. Brian can swim. I never learned to swim. Eirys, you're beside the guards now, and you see them bickering amongst themselves. What do you want to do?
I walk up to them, or close-ish. You're in a port full of fucking boats. Go and get a boat and sail out there.
Oh, yeah, right. We'll do that. And they kind of clamber onto the next boat along, which is considerably in better repair than Old Man Jim's boat. And they just about in the next few minutes kind of push it along. And you guys, you guys on the boat. The choice is, are you going to leave Old Man Jim?
Oh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the blue fellow, and I'm going to attempt to threaten his life, in such a way as that I'm going to ask him to help me row to shore. And yeah, so he does that. It's like,
all right, so
you help me row to the shore, or else I will kill you.
Okay, the two of you pick up
Sorry,
the.
I punched the mast of the boat as hard as.
Yeah. You guys pick up oars. I'll say you move up to here and here respectively, an oar in hand, and you begin pushing the boat further towards shore. Old Man Jim, his body goes further and further back. No! 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 And as you guys leave him there, the muffled cry suddenly stops.
Why'd you do that?
Because I don't care about the old man!
All right. You guys arrive. As you guys are just limping back, literally limping
Joril's
back.
ghost is like, dude.
You guys
You're the
make
one
your
who
way
went and
back.
died! You don't get to
Gary's
decide
ghost
things.
is fail fishing them.
All right. I'm gonna say you guys end up getting kind of intervened by the guards on the commandeered boat. A couple of them jump on board, and it's like, we saw what happened. What's going on? Is everyone okay?
I pick up my dead brother and I get out of here.
Make a strength check.
Okay. I hope I can do this.
Yep, that'll do it. You kind of sweep your brother into your arms. You kind of give him a bit of a fireman's lift sort of thing, and you go on the board that they put down between the two boats and just stride over the board. You don't look back.
Nope.
The guy's like, oh my god, did that one just... We better get you back, come on. And they usher you onto the boat that they commandeered, and as you do...
I am gonna head towards that guy's shack, though.
Alright, you guys get back to the shore. For those of you who care to look, as you do watch Old Man Jim's boat, you see it kind of slowly fill with water and begin to upend.
Oh, I wasn't going to leave it.
You're going to stay? You're going to stay?
I was going to punch a hole in it as soon as we got off.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm going to say that's easy enough for you to do. You punch a hole in it, and as you kind of leave it, it begins upending. A couple of tentacles snake up the sides, and a great giant octopus mouth grabs on the side of it and bites in. You can see streaks of red and green where the wounds that you've inflicted on the thing are, and it's sustained heavy damage, but it drags the boat underneath the surface of the lake. You guys make your way back onto the surface, and Kyro, you carry Joril to the shack.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go into the shack. Is it locked?
No.
Alright, I go in. I'm gonna start rummaging and looking for items of value.
Make an investigation check.
Alright. I'm upset.
Yep.
Here we go. And by I mean Kyro. I'm fine.
Okay. You find immediate kind of scraps of piecemeal food and pieces of fish, enough to comprise 1 day's worth of rations. You find loose coins that are barely even attempting to be hid in a small drawer on the left-hand side of the shack, containing 12 copper pieces.
Yeah, I take those.
There's a small bed inside with bedclothes and not really much of value. There's a fishing rod hanging up in the corner, leaning against the corner of
I'll
the shack.
take that and snap it in half over my knee, and I'll are the clothes are they like solid pieces of cloth, or are they like disintegratingly poor quality?
I mean, any clothes that you find in here are of a similar quality, almost like rag-like, heavily worn.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, I'll take those. Sure.
Okay.
I might have a use for some rags.
Yeah, you can
Alright.
use those as kindling or whatever later on, for sure.
When they walked past me, did I notice that he was dead, or do I think he might be unconscious? How obvious is it that he's dead?
I mean,
Not very.
I mean, his
he's-
eyes are probably like still open unless someone closed them.
no one's closed them yet. I'm gonna say make a perception check, Eirys.
Um, 12.
I mean, this body's been slung over another Drow's shoulder. Very little care is being taken to make sure the body is at all comfortable. The eyes, you do notice, are open. Don't know enough about your backstory to tell you if you've ever seen a dead body before, but
I would have.
yeah, well,
While they go into the shack, I head back up the road to that apothecary.
okay. You'll do that. Everyone else, I'll say, you kind of are gathering around the shack, and you see this mysterious stranger with whom you fought in the cellar of the tavern that very morning, and She swoops by you without a word. You make your way to the Furbolg's choice. You open the door. He's there. He kind of looks up.
Well, hello there. Wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Say that there's a dead body down in the harbour. Would you have anything to help?
Wait right there. And he kind of snuggles behind, and he kind of goes back into the back room behind where the counter is, where there's a set of stairs. You hear him clump up the stairs into what you assume is some living quarters. And he comes down with a diamond. And he says, maybe. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Huh.
Oh, wow.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, diamonds are used for resurrection spells. I'm rather impressed. Also, I feel like this... Alright, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I was just planning on
maybe it was
sitting
nice
there...
enough to the town that they'll all pitch in.
Wow, maybe. I don't know about that. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I know what
he's
will...
gonna be pissed off! You let the old man die!
Yeah.
You don't get to say anything. Also, I'm going to probably beat you up. But that's assuming you, I don't burn your body in this shack. So we'll see what happens.
Oh my god, can you imagine if I come back with a cure and there's just a pyre and I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, crap.
He does not, he has no reason to expect there to be the ability to resurrect him in a fish village.
That's fair.
It's a fish village.
It's a
He is
Furbolg.
planning on, I don't know. I was
think
thinking
you
he'd
gotta
probably still take
find
a piss of him.
a cleric that's very good at this.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he doesn't think that there's like a thing here for that.
Just
Out of character though, how common are resurrection type things in this setting?
Not common.
Okay, so there's really no reason for me to
you gotta
expect
go on a
this.
quest, dude.
Yeah. I think he was just planning on cutting off one of your hands or something, and burning the rest.
My hand.
Cause you're a musician and you like your hand.
Oh.
He's trying to be
Okay.
okay. Listen.
You know, like you get like a lucky rabbit foot. You could have like your lucky brother's foot. Just
Oh, what?
Yeah. Also,
That
I
is
feel like
sick.
Also, I feel like your hand is the least awkward body part for him to carry around on a regular basis. I mean, think about
Get
it.
a lock of hair.
Yeah, but that makes it harder, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Besides, I think he'd prefer to cut off your hand.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I guess so.
Yeah.
We'll
a little
see.
gruesome,
We'll see
but
how it
okay.
goes. We'll see how it goes. Because he's gonna take his time, because he's in shock right now. He has to build up the nerve.
Yeah.
Prepare this whole thing.
Nobody's like thought, oh, I can't wait to cut off my brother's hand.
Yeah, no, he wasn't expecting this to happen.
Nobody was.
Yeah.
Is Spare the Dying something that can, like, preserve a body? I feel like there's a spell that can preserve a body.
Yeah, there is a spell for it. I don't think it's
I think
that.
it's called like something
Gentle repose?
Gentle repose, and it's usually used to keep liches fresh.
Mm-hmm. But it is also used when you have a friend who you're planning to resurrect later,
That's true.
or for like open casket type funerals
That's
in
true.
the future, in the medieval magical world.
Should I roll a different character to use temporarily or something?
I'm not gonna like them.
Well, I thought of a backstory that could tie them in somehow.
Okay.
Just the idea is, what if Joril had a kid that he didn't know about?
Oh yeah, that's very possible.
Oh hell no!
I thought you were.
Joril's been doing a yell and just.
Or I think it'd be more likely. I think it'd be more likely that it was a kid Kyro didn't know about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Kyro's the promiscuous one, but like
It's
I mean,
not
either's
promiscuous.
possible.
It was his job.
It's true. It's true.
What?
Yeah.
He was a spy
Oh, I thought you meant like.
and a saboteur. No, he slept with women a lot for those reasons.
Oh, so kind of.
Yeah. Well, that was certainly a thing. Having run
Yep.
this,
I'm
having
gonna
run this
make your
before,
long lost
well,
kid then. They
Maybe.
came looking for you for some reason.
I mean, talk to James about it.
yeah, definitely. We can talk about a second character.
But you also
Right.
might be getting resurrected if that diamond means anything.
That's true, but like at that point, I could just NPC them.
Mhm.
I have no feelings about children. And by I mean Kira.
All right. So yeah, I guess that's sometimes how the dice rolls go because I've run that before.
Don't worry
and
about
sweat,
it, man.
Nah, this is great.
To be fair, well, actually, we all know the chances of there being a nat 1 at that roll.
It was
Yeah,
the best person to die. Really.
I dove in knowing that it was a dangerous thing to do.
Man, Kiro's so mad at you. And by you, I mean Joril.
And honestly, like, it was probably one of those things where he acted before, like, his body moved before he was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that may be your one and only defense. That you're dumb.
Yeah, and I mean, given everything he's been taught and stuff, like, he's a kind-hearted person, but like, he still grew up around the Drow, and they try to beat that out of you, so he feels guilty every time he's nice to someone to his own detriment.
As you should.
Which has now been reinforced in his brother.
Seriously. I wish you felt more guilty about it so that you would stop.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll stop the recording here. Yeah. We'll pick this up next week. There's a bit of a cliffhanger in the air about this mysterious Furbolg wizard who runs the apothecary.
Yeah, why
Okay.
the hell does he have a diamond? That's pretty cool. Good for him.
Just in case.
Just
Yeah.
in case.
He must be a fancy dude.
He seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, he does. He seems like a cool guy.
I mean,
A
he
cool
just
guy with a diamond.
he just offered a 10 gold discount on like 2 healing potions because like it's really not much of a difference for him. So
He's doing the Lord's work.
he's had
Nah.
some experience. But no, that'll be us. In 2 weeks' time, we will be back, and hopefully to better tidings. And thank you so much for playing, guys.
Whatever tidings, it's an interesting story, and that's the point.
Yeah, I mean that there are all kinds of directions that this is going to go in now. I mean, absolutely. All right.
So, just awful.
I'll stop the recording now, but
But
take
that,
care
I mean,
of yourselves, everybody.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Adios.
Don't feel too bad.
I can't help it.
You should. But this will promote a lot of interesting new narrative options.
Absolutely, and that's what I need to think about in the next couple of weeks.
Yes, and just because Joril that doesn't mean that our good friend cannot play. There is the rolling of a new character
It is true, and
that can be done.
I'll talk to you a bit later.
Okay.
But if you do want to provide a narrative reason to resurrect Joril, that won't be necessary. It just depends on what you want to do.
All right. I
won't be
will.
here
Oh, you won't be here in 2 weeks' time.
No, that's the week we're moving.
Oh, okay. Should we pick this up in a month's time then, or do you need longer?
Me? No, I just need that week. That's literally it.
Do you guys mind if we pick it up in a month's time?
Sure. So the 8th?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes. Wait, no, not the 8th, but the 15th.
15th.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, take care of yourselves, guys. Love each other, and
Yay.
we will play once again very, very soon. Take care.